But when the world needed him most...
Hey kids, I'm back. Got your milk. What's going on, milk bros? Ugh, fuck, I moved the camera. Wonderful. How you doing? I'm going to start with some banter because my fucking sunglasses, all these fucking lights are ridiculous and the camera's out of focus. Whatever. Anyway, how's it going? I'm back. I've been gone for a little while. I had shit to do, you know? I'm a busy dad. I have things that I have to do around the world in 80 days. Let's check out chat. The milk is fucking delicious. Yo, what's up, Shep? You shut up. Shut the fuck up, Kenny. Just kidding. Love you. Love your face. Anyway. It's Lady Avon. Yo, what up, Sassy? Yo, what up, Jill? Nikki D's nuts.
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Anyway, Andrew's here. That is still fucked. Anyway. Oh, Kenny, you whine about everything. Anyway. Probably get a copyright strike for that. That focus, though. Yeah, I know. I don't know why it's all fucked. It's going to bother me all night. Oh, well. Well, I guess we'll get right into a couple of things. First of all, this is not one of my classic making fun of Knox streams. There will be no... Where the fuck is my tea? I'm losing everything, including my mind. I have something. I had to double check the cups because I have another Starbucks cup here, but we'll talk about what's in that one later. I have 2 cups tonight. There's a joke about 2 girls in there. Anyway, so the Amber Heard trial wrapped up today. Conclusion, Johnny Depp, he's a good boy. He was abused by Amber Heard, and she lied. She lied about everything. We knew it. We knew it before the verdict came out. It was funny because I was watching the trial, and I knew right away that there was a judgment because they didn't fill out how much money everyone was going to get. And I knew right away. I was like, oh, yeah, Johnny Depp is fucking winning this whole case. Michael Jones. No idea who the fuck that is. Oh, look, new people. Kenny, you really need to stop changing your fucking name on the internet. Yeah, so I was happy with the verdict. I was happy. Ho's mad, but I'm big happy about it. The fact that people think Johnny is the wrong astounds me. They still think, oh, right. The fact that people still think Johnny is in the wrong astounds me. No wonder male abuse victims stay silent. Well, when you're a guy, it's like, why didn't you just hit her? And it's like, you just answered your own fucking question. But all right. Anyway, hi. Yes, that is my name. Is that fucking uppercase? No, it's not. All right. Everything's bothering me tonight. My autism is on overdrive. You know what? Fuck the glasses. Fuck them. I can't get them clean enough to. I just deal with all the fucking light. Is it just me or did it just get worse? What is with this autofocus horseshit? Hold on. There we go. Please stay like that. Fuck. Anyway. Are you Smokey? No. I'm not Smokey. I talked to Smokey today, but I am not Smokey. Do you see his name here? I guess it's in the description a little bit, but I was gonna make an announcement about Knox's new channel, but he doesn't have a link yet. And no, I am not going to make the obvious joke. I will absolutely not be making a joke that his channel is literally called Knock Knock World. I won't do that. That's above me. Well, did you know you have a lazy eye? No, I used to have a lazy eye. I think maybe I still do. I actually don't give a fuck. I used to have glasses like 20 something years ago. And then they fixed the fucking thing. Yes, Knock has a new channel. Of course he does. Anyway. I'm kind of just using Knock as a framing device, kind of like a straw man sort of situation, to try to like express my views on some of the popular things that people say about this gun issue. So we're going to be talking about Uvalde. Uvalde. I don't know how the fuck they pronounce it. Some Spanish shit. Anyway, let's get this big boy back up on the screen here. There we go. Oh no, I am little now. No, I actually legitimately did have a fucking lazy eye, and I do actually have glasses, but they're just for reading. I pretty much only wear them at work for fucking paperwork. English is a second language tonight. Holy hooked on phonics horse shit. Yeah, I'm an LPN, so I have to read a lot of fucking paperwork and sign a lot of bullshit every fucking day. So anyway. I've got everything bookmarked, time-stamped rather. So, I'm just going to play each thing one at a time. I'm not going to be able to really look at comments because I'm going to have way too much fucking shit up at one time to do that. So I apologize. Go over there, whore. Thank you very much. So we're just going to start. I'll check back periodically. So we're just going to start out. It starts at 3:46 and it runs to 3:51 this first part. So we're just going to let it ride.
And, you know, we had the Boston shooting and straight up hate crime. And now we have the tech.
All right. So immediately it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm pretty sure he's talking about the Buffalo shooting in Buffalo, New York. But who fucking knows? He could have been talking about the Boston Marathon for all we know, but you know, it is what it is. So that's the first fact check. We're fact checking tonight, guys. It's a fact checking kind of fucking night. So, let's see here. Where's the second fact check? 452 and runs to 505. Okay. Come on, right there. Ah, yeah, got it.
Another massacre utilizing an AR-15. I believe that's I believe it's called an AR-15. Not a gun nut, so I don't know my guns very well, but I'm pretty sure it's an AR-15. And just another massacre utilizing said weapon of war.
Okay, so a couple of things. First of all, this is the weapon that was used in the shooting. It's described as an AR-15 style weapon, but, well, first of all, we'll go through it in a second. The prices here, because it was pretty fucking ridiculous. This is the most expensive AR-15 style weapon that I could find. It is also the same weapon that was used in the Texas shooting. I'm not going to try to pronounce that fucking name of the city because I'm going to fuck it up horribly and somebody's going to call me racist. Not that I care about that last part, but you know, why Peggy Hill the shit out of my Spanish. So, yeah, all of the technical information is here. The bullets the 9mm bullets that fucking Joe Biden wants to ban weren't even used in this fucking shooting. And I thought it was kind of funny that Trudeau is trying to ban handguns. And this is a rifle, not a handgun. So also, Texas is in the United States. I don't know if some people from overseas are going to be watching this, but in case you're not big up on the geography, Texas is in the United States and Canada is a completely separate country north of the United States, with the exception of Alaska, which of course is west, and Hawaii, which is southwest. So at any rate, the muzzle velocity, it's a carbine. Okay. Because the one that's actually used by the military, the M16, is an M16 carbine. So, I mean, the primary difference between the AR-15 and the M16 carbine is one is a semi-automatic, and for those of you who don't understand what single shot versus a semi versus an auto is, so like a pistol where you have to re-rack the bullet manually every time, that's a single shot. Semi-automatic is a new bullet is chambered with a new round every time the trigger is pulled and then obviously fired. It's all one fluid motion. I think the maximum capacity clip for this particular weapon is 30. But I don't actually know if there are any restrictions on magazine capacity in Texas. I'm not. You can only have 10 round magazine capacity. So, and then of course the automatic, like the M16 that the military is known for using, is a fully automatic weapon where it will continue to fire. It'll continue to fire bullets in rapid succession until obviously the clip is expended and a new clip needs to be inserted. So that is the primary difference. By the way, the guy who committed the shooting, he worked at fucking Wendy's, and for some reason, he was able to not only purchase this weapon after being flagged multiple times by the FBI and several other institutions, was somehow able to purchase thousands of dollars worth of ammunition and weapons on a Wendy's budget. Now, I've never worked at Wendy's. I've actually never worked in fast food, really, unless you count Denny's fast food, but I wouldn't. It's not exactly the same thing. It's kind of the fast food of the restaurant business, the eat-in dining business. But I don't imagine working for somewhere near minimum wage you would be able to afford weapons like these. So I would like to know where you get the fucking money from, because here the Andersons here, the Colt CR is here, and then the top end here, the 2000, that's what our Sig Sauer MCX is going for. So anyway, and here we go. Here's the Quora. I have all of these sources linked in the bottom of the description of this video on both channels, so you can find them, and they will be linked they are linked rather in order of appearance as I reference them. So let me give you a brief synopsis. So the name, first of all, he doesn't mention this, but I imagine he doesn't know this. The AR-15 does not stand for Automatic Rifle 15. The AR-15 is the Armalite Rifle 15, not automatic. See, people think that it's an automatic weapon because it has AR, and they think that it's an automatic rifle, but that's not actually what it stands for, which is somewhere where the biggest misconceptions about this particular firearm comes from. It's not hugely accurate. In fact, when the United States military picked it up, modified it, and then I think they actually have the name. See, it was standardized as the M16. See, it had to actually be heavily modified until by Colt, who picked up the rights to sell it. The intellectual property from Armalite. They actually had to heavily modify it to the point where it was basically an entirely different weapon altogether. It's not just a fresh coat of paint and a new name. The AR-15 that we got for civilian use was used for sport hunting, so we're talking target practice. We're talking rednecks in the desert shooting fucking tin cans off of fence posts and shit like that. That is in no way comparable. I suppose you could modify it to the point to it's an M16, but at that point you might as well just buy a fucking M16. Although I don't think that in most jurisdictions you're legally able to do it. I think that that kind of went the way of the Tommy gun at any rate. So I'm actually going to double back here and check chat because I've been through quite a bit already. So that is correct. I did just mention that. Yo, what up? Spooky Bed here. Now explain the rules of cricket. Fuck you. We don't play cricket here. Cricket bats are for fucking spanking naughty girls and or boys, depending on if midnight's here. And that's all we use cricket bats for. So you can go fuck yourself. No, I'm not anti-gun. Who's anti-gun? Pardon? Oh, Gru's here. How you doing? I'm taking a break. I'm taking a live stream break. Well, I would if I were you. You can get burnt out on that shit. I don't know if I mentioned that Boki's here. Boki is, in fact, here. Okay, cool. Moving on. Let me get my fucking list here. He is 90 and has early onset dementia. Are you talking about Joe Biden? Or... Oh, I already covered that. 5'10". Where are we in the thing? Yep, we're already here. 2 birds, 1 stone. All right. 8:35. Still a piece of garbage. Wow, that was out of tune. Anyway, how far does it go? 51. All right, cool.
One is blatantly false that anybody says gun control measures will fix the issue. We'll never actually get to enact the gun control measures that might fix the issue, which would be a blatant taking away of all fucking guns.
Well, that's fucking stupid. If we just took away the guns, everyone would be okay. If we just didn't have any guns, nothing would happen. Because nobody would have guns. Like literally, okay, just off the top of my head, fucking grenades, bombs, sarin gas, anthrax, I could name a handful of other biological weapons, but I'm pretty sure I'd get a strike from YouTube for medical misinformation, so I won't. I mean, there's more than a handful of ways to kill large groups of people in small enclosed areas without using a fucking gun that's, more than marginally effective. You know what I mean? So I can't, let's use our Yiddish cups here tonight. Let's have a little think about this, before we open our mouths. Let's actually check our bullshit at the door and let's just cut the bullshit and just think about it. Okay. If you take away the guns, it's not going to solve anything. And it never does. In fact, we're going to get into exactly what I think about that later on here. Wow, we are flying through. I'm gonna be done with this in fucking 20 minutes at this rate. See, this is what Knox should do. Make a list of timestamps. This is what everyone should do, actually. This is not an exclusive to Knox situation. It's anyway. 9:58. Oh yeah, we're about to get to it. See? God damn, I gotta do this more often. Boop. Okay. Here we are. Where the fuck did my mouse go? I have too many screens. I have many, many screens.
If you need a gun to feel safe in this world, you're a fucking coward.
Okay. First of all, no. So I was racking my little brain situation here that I have left in my goddamn skull. And I was thinking, what would it take to push me to the point where I could go do some boogaloo shit, right? What really fucked up thing would have to happen to me in order for me to get to the point where I would go kill somebody? Now, in this hypothetical, and this is purely a hypothetical for me to illustrate my point, and because I'm talking specifically about Knock, I'm going to use Knock in this example, but in no way is this an actual threat. This is literally just a hypothetical to entertain my central thesis here. Okay, so if I thought of what situation would need to happen for me to get a firearm and go kill Knock. So what would have to happen is somebody would have to severely injure my wife and son, and I would have to know for a fact that it's Knock. So we'll put everything in the context of that for the moment. So let's say Knock released some private information that only he would know about, like my address or something, and then he went and encouraged other people to go to my house and do some fucked shit. Not saying he would. I'm using this as a hypothetical. I have to keep saying that because Knock is not really great with hypotheticals. He has this really weird penchant for taking everything hyper literally, but there's a reason that I'm using Knock specifically in the framing of this, right? So he does that shit. My wife and son are killed, and then I decide, okay, I'm going to Michigan. Let's fucking boogaloo. All right. So I get my fucking, I get a shitload of ammunition. I would probably try to spring for like the most effective automatic weapon that I could get to hand. Not a semi-auto, full auto, because I want to make sure that the job's done right. And I am not the American sniper. I'm a fairly accurate shot, but I have very limited experience with optical sights. I've used iron sights before, and I've shot from the hip, but I have not experienced with the scope. So if we're getting this done, we're getting it done right. It's going to be an automatic weapon. So I drive all the way or get a bus. Well, I guess I would have to drive with that much ammunition and firepower. So I drive all the way to Michigan. I don't get stopped by the police because, the police don't know how to do their job, apparently, which we'll get to later. And I get to Knock's house. I knock on the door, and I just open fucking fire. What is he going to do? All right, let's say that he gets the gun away from me, right? He's not going to not use the gun on me, right? I mean, for all anyone knows in this hypothetical, his daughter could be home, right? He's not going to let me kill his fucking daughter. So he's going to use the fucking gun, right? But let's say that's not the case. Dude is fucking, what's the PC word? He's a borderline quadriplegic. All right? He's like hypothetically a couple of months away from a fucking wheelchair for the rest of his life, right? He's not going to be able to run away. Wouldn't it be nice in that situation if he had a firearm? Now, he could say, oh, I'm going to call the cops. But by the time the cops get there, the only thing I'm going to end up in is jail. And at that point, I don't care because my wife and son are dead. I have nothing left to live for. I'm not moving on with my life. It's not happening. Right. So I don't give a fuck if they put me in prison. I don't give a fuck if I get killed by the police. In fact, I'm probably at that point hoping that they do fucking kill me. So what is he going to do without a fucking gun? How is he? I don't give a fuck how tall he is. I don't care how much he fucking works out, how much he bench presses. I don't care. I don't care if he thinks he's a fucking ninja, like fucking like Momoshiki Otsutsuki fucking doing hand signs, summoning frogs out of goddamn thin air. I don't care what he thinks he can do, right? The gun is gonna win. Wouldn't you like to have one? It's in a case where you need to defend yourself in a way that or maybe he would have the point that there would be absolutely nothing he could do. Let's say that I didn't show up with an automatic weapon. Let's say that I just showed up with a fucking pistol. Wouldn't it be a boon to him to know how to use the damn thing, or at least then have some kind of competitive equalizer there. That's why my wife knows how to use a fucking firearm. That's why she has one, because she is a woman and she is physically less strong than a man, generally speaking. I mean, I guess there's some dudes she could beat up, but not many. So, I mean, it's the great equalizer. It's perfect. And like up until semi recently, the past couple of years, especially this last year, where the real fit has hit the shan. She's been, a super liberal kind of person. She's definitely got some more conservative feelings towards things. I don't encourage her to do anything. We don't talk politics. I talk politics with her when she brings it up, because she knows that I'm more well-versed than she is. She's not interested in that sort of thing, but she's starting to get interested in it because politics are now beginning to affect her real life, like at the gas pump. And because there's a shortage of baby formula, which, by the way, thank you to everyone who sent me baby formula. It's really helped all of us out here, especially my son, because he's going to need it at least until August, until he can have milk. Pediatrician said it, and my wife's a first-time mom. I'm a first-time dad, but I'm not so up my ass about it. I think he would probably be fine. I think in a pinch it would have been fine, but I want to try to minimize the amount of damage that I do to my son early on. For fuck's sake, let's not take any fucking risk here. Yo, what up, Mamba? I will. You're a good man. I will let him live. More torture in this casa. Okay. Right on. Oh, case. Okay. See, look, I'm Peggy Hilling, the Spanish. It's good to see you. It's good to see you too, my dude. Yeah, well, hell at your horses, because we're gonna get to that eventually too. It's all on here. Don't jump the gun yet. I thought of everything, goddammit. I'll see you later, Guru. Hopefully you can catch this on the VOD. It's going to be a decent discussion between me and probably no one else. I might let some people in when I go for my cigarette, but other than that, I think it's going to be pretty singular in function. Anyway, where we at in this bitch? 10:07. What do I got here? 10:05. Oh, okay, cool. I don't think I have it timestamped, and I might be jumping the gun here, but we're going to go ahead and do this anyway. If you feel like you need a gun, you're a coward. All right, we've dealt with that. I need to word wrap this fucking thing. There we go. That's fucking better. Oh, yeah, so about good guys with guns versus bad guys with guns. You see, the school shooter, or the guy who shot and killed now 19 people, mostly children. Children. that guy was killed by a gun, and not by the police, actually. An off-duty border patrol officer whose wife was is a teacher at the school, and his daughter also went to the school. He didn't just get them out; he got some others out as well. But that was his first thought, which is the appropriate response for a parent. He was getting a haircut, and his wife texted him and said, "There's been a school shooting. Please come help. I love you." And so the fucking barber threw him his shotgun or his rifle, fucking John Rambo style. He goes in and he goes in there and he kills the fucker. He kills the fucking prick. So, yeah. So, I mean, a good guy with a gun couldn't prevent it at the time because he wasn't there. But if he was there, he could have prevented it, and he would have. See, this is why police in general need to police their own communities, because then they have a stake in what happens with the community. And yeah, some corruption is going to happen, but also everyone knows the prick. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of ACAB at the moment. If you're part of the thing that's the problem, you're still part of the problem. Even if you're trying to do the right thing, bad cops will never let you do the right thing, and there are not enough good cops that are willing to risk their paycheck. See, because my theory, and I stand by this with pretty much every occupation, is the majority of people in all occupations basically have the same mentality, not intellect, but the same mentality as somebody who works at Walmart. It's just a job. They don't care. They don't want to risk their lives. And 150 cops stood outside doing sweet fuck all while this was happening because they were just following orders. Like every other fucking atrocity that's been committed in the 20th and 21st century. It's just a guy following orders. Oh, nothing to see here. Let's see here. My solution to the problem, because he asked for one from Matt Powell, but that happened off screen. My solution to the problem is where everyone gets to keep their fucking guns and bad guys get dead real quick. So I'm just gonna put this up on the screen real quick, and we're gonna watch this clip.
Well, in New Mexico, many of the teachers carry guns just in case. Show me your weapons and tell me. 45.
Mr. Pastor, this is a 45.
Yes, Director of Security, 45.
The pastor carries a 45 in a case that looks like a Bible. The principal is also
He keeps the 45 in a Bible.
armed with a 38 semi-automatic pistol.
How many of you feel safer knowing that your teacher has a gun?
All of you.
There you go. It's like, oh, we're going to militarize the fucking thing. It's a daycare. School is a daycare. If you don't want your kid to be exposed to this fucking horse shit, send them to a private school or homeschool the little prick, all right? And that's what we're going to be doing with our son, I think. Private school, homeschool. Public education system has failed far too many of us. Speaking of which, my high school reunion is coming up next Friday. I won't be going. I was thinking about going, but I'd much rather fuck my wife and go watch Jurassic World. Not necessarily in that order, but that's what I'd rather do with my time. I realized that I actually fucking hate most of those people. And the people that I don't hate from high school, I have been hanging out with on a regular basis for the better part of a decade anyway. And I don't need to go to some fucking park at some venue and pay $20 for a fucking potluck for some reason to see those people. I can see them for free whenever I feel like it, and they can see me whenever they like to, for the most part. Barring, I have a babysitter if we're going to, have alcohol or other substances. So, but that's not the only solution. It's coming up. Let's see here. Where is the yes, there it is.
But if you come to a school in this county armed, we're going to do our best through either our guardians, our school resource officers, or our school resource deputy sheriffs to eliminate the threat outside of the school before they ever get to the children.
Okay.
We're
There you
trained
go.
to do that. Now, if you have trouble understanding that, let me give it to you in Polk County vernacular. This is the last thing you'll see before we put a bullet through your head if you're trying to hurt our children. We are going to shoot you graveyard dead if you come onto a campus.
You're going to get extra fucked, buddy. That is exactly how the police should act, and not like they did in Spanish named Texas. Anyway. Do I have anything else for this? Oh, yeah, by the way, I mentioned this earlier, but the guy in question who shot this fucking school up, he was pinged multiple times by the FBI and local authorities. And in fact, he was assigned a counselor and shit. Yeah. So, I mean, this was a failure at every fucking level. Nobody in law enforcement did their job. Nobody in the justice system did their fucking job. This could have been stopped before it had happened. We're gonna get to Knox criticism about the background checks here very shortly. What else do I have? Do I play this now? See, this is why I need another person to go through this with me. Oh, yeah, here's Biden's response real quick. Ramblin' Joe Biden.
Can you explain, Congressman, why private citizens need weapons of war? Now, CNN anchors need to be surrounded by bodyguards with weapons of war because they're important. But you and your family, no, you don't need weapons of war. So for years, it's been about the AR-15. But things...
Oh, yeah, I don't know if I fully mentioned it, but the AR-15 was never used in active warfare by the United States or otherwise. Not in the civilized first world has it ever been used. Maybe by some third worlders who got shit off the black market from United States sellers. But yeah, not modern first world fucking country. No.
Things are changing. Joe Biden is now calling for a ban on the ubiquitous 9mm round. Watch this.
A 9mm bullet blows.
That's not true. I mean, I guess it would blow a chunk, but it wouldn't blow the whole thing. It's misleading. Anyway.
So the idea of these high caliber weapons is there's simply no rational basis for it in terms of about self-protection, hunting.
I mean, I wouldn't use it, but again, for hunting, that would be fucking stupid. I mean, I'm fucking compound bow hunt turkey. I don't use firearms to hunt small game. I don't hunt large game. Like for some reason, I've got that cognitive dissonance thing where it's like I've had to put animals down when I was working at the dairy farm. I'm not really a big fan of that, but I have no problem gutting a fish or poultry or some kind of bird, like a duck. Oh, no, duck's poultry. Anyway, I've got no problem with that. For some reason, it doesn't hit me quite like other things do. I think maybe it's a mammal to mammal thing, but for some reason, so I don't hunt with a firearm. I hunt with a bow and arrow compound. Anyway, I'm looking at getting a crossbow, but I don't know how effective that's going to be. But at any rate, yeah, it's not for what he says it's for. It's to protect us against him and his cronies in the military that is just just guys following orders because they're trained not to have a fucking brain between them. And my father's going to fucking be pissed at me for saying this, but probably the dumbest branch of the military, the United States Marines. God love them for serving our country, but, they pass around one brain cell like the fucking Gorgon sisters with the fucking eye. It's not, they're jugheads. That for the most part, they're not really selected for their intellectual aptitude. Let's just put it that way, I guess. Putting it kindly, that's the Air Force, and sometimes Space Force, but most of those guys are just fucking weirdos. Anyway,
I guess, and remember, the Constitution, the Second Amendment, was never absolute. You couldn't buy a cannon when the Second Amendment was passed.
That's a lie. You absolutely could. In fact, the United States military and the United States Navy, which I believe was founded in, is it Granville, New York? I believe it's Granville, New York. Actually contracted privateers with private sailing vessels with cannons to fight the British Navy during the Revolutionary War, because we didn't actually have fully functional naval vessels that were constructed by the newly formed United States of America. So, yeah, that's a lie. And that's the reason that in the Second Amendment, when it was drafted, obviously an amendment to the original Constitution and Bill of Rights, that's why it was in there, on the off chance that they needed a militia, private contractors, or I was going to say private citizens, but that's literally what the militia is, to fight against tyranny. But more on that later, I guess. So we're going to get to our next clip here. I don't know what that vocal fry was. Anyway, let's check on chat first, though. How's everybody doing? The Second Amendment shall not be infringed. Yep. A lot of people like to say that it's there to protect the First Amendment. It's actually there to protect literally the rest of the Constitution. I was going to get to this later, but I might as well get to it now, and then I guess if I have to reiterate, I will. So the entire point of the Second Amendment isn't just the right to defend yourself, but it's also it's like from criminals, but it's also to defend yourself from tyrannical governments. And you can't say that it's never happened. It absolutely has. It's been used. I believe it's Tennessee in the Battle of Athens, Tennessee, where a corrupt politician, I believe he was running for mayor, was stuffing ballot boxes and trying to rig an election. He got caught. The police said they weren't going to do anything. They contacted the federal government. The federal government told them to pound sand. So they arms, and he ended up holing himself up in prison, and they shot the shit out of it. He was not killed, but he was. They sent in the president at the time. I can't remember what year it was, so I couldn't tell you what president it was off the top of my head. Then eventually sent in the National Guard, and they did an investigation. They found that, in fact, he was stuffing ballots. In fact, he was trying to do it in the jail while it was under fire. So, yes. Okay, so that would be, is that FDR? I believe that's FDR. Let me Google that real quick. FDR presidency. No, it would have been Truman. Sorry. I forgot. Of course, April 12th, 1945. My bad. I was close. I was very close. No, yeah, no. See, you would have guessed wrong too. My bad. So, and that's just one of many instances. another such instance was in Washington. Was it Seattle? Let me double check this information real quick. You guys aren't going to know what I'm talking about until I get it. Where a bunch of Army Rangers holed up in a private citizen's house and had a shootout with the West Side Crips. Let's see here. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. It's in my notes here somewheres. Boop.
Saturday, September 23rd, 1989. An Army Ranger who had just purchased a home on one of Tacoma, Washington's most gang-infested streets quickly became a witness to various illegal activity happening out front of his home.
Okay, so brief synopsis. What ended up happening was this guy moved into this neighborhood. The police were saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna help reduce gang activity in this neighborhood." There were drug pushers and pimps and all kinds of fucking shit, but mostly drug pushers and weapons traffickers. Basically having an open air black market for all of these things, right? So they were trading illicit material, and one day, to make a long story short, he puts a fucking video camera in his window to videotape this shit because the police said, "Fuck you, we're not doing anything. We don't want to get shot again. Oh, we're just following orders. Captain says we can't get shot." Anyway, so he puts this video camera up, and one day he's having a barbecue with some of his Army Ranger buddies, and they say, they basically do hand gestures like they're going to fucking kill him. And so he calls a bunch of his other Army Ranger buddies. They number 15 in total. He gets all of his shit. He tells them to bring as much fucking weapons and ammo and barbecue sauce as possible. And they basically set up a little camp at his house, in all the windows and shit. And they wait for the Crips to show up, and they start firing at each other. And it was actually at that point that once again the National Guard was called in. And yeah, long story short, this shit happens in America all the fucking time. Corrupt politicians, corrupt guys. Mentioned the Revolutionary War. We were actually the terrorists in that situation. So that we would have been considered insurrectionists by the British government at that time because we were colonial. So we were under imperial power, and we had a violent uprising against them that started as a simple declaration of independence that instigated an entire war, several wars, as a matter of fact. Of course, the French and Indian War was another one. And when Smokey and Kenny were here, we actually toured the Fort William Henry there, and they heard the whole story about that. So, yes, in fact, it is. In fact, we're going to actually look at some instances, I think, here, if I have it all clipped, of excuse me, instances in the 21st century of people rising up against a 20th or 21st century weaponized army in the mostly Western world. And yeah, I mean, there have been at least 31 successful coups between the beginning of the 20th century, starting in 1918 to 2015, against fully militarized modern war machines. So, including revolutionary Catalonia, the only successful, at least temporarily, socialist state that has ever existed in history. And if you're disagreeing with me now saying that socialism hasn't been tried before, it actually has. It actually kind of worked. They got undermined by capitalism, and unfortunately the whole thing fucking collapsed because the only way a socialist, the only way the socialist utopia as it's been pictured in the minds of people like Karl Marx, that will ever function is on a global scale, which is why most of these regimes go imperialist dictatorships, because the only way to maintain that kind of power is to spread it globally, which is where globalism comes from right now, and where people get the idea of New World Order, because that's the only way that it'll work. Because it almost worked in one place, except it didn't, because they didn't boogaloo and they got out capitalists. Out capitalisted? I don't know. Anyway, now I'm way off the beaten path and I need a cigarette. But I don't know if I want to go have one just yet, because I will have to take my phone with me. Otherwise, you're just going to be hitting dead air for the next 15 minutes ish, and that would suck ass. So, where was I? 1706. Yeah, there's a lot of hot garbage. I think there's dead air in here on Knox video. I think that's why it's so far from the last one. All right, 1705, close enough. What do you got to say, Nacarino?
I talked a lot of shit about how people need to protect themselves, because I got my gun and ain't nobody going to take my gun away. I saw some of that shit in the side chat. Like, I got my gun, but it's not for anything outside of the police ain't going to protect me. What, are you going to go out and just start murdering people?
Let me make sure that I stopped it at the right place. Yeah, I did. Okay, so, yeah. You cannot trust any state, including obviously the federal government, not just the states like the Americans think the word state means. You cannot trust the state to protect you. It's not going to happen. All right. They got their orders. They're just doing their job. It's utterly meaningless. A cab. I'd rather have a gun than a cop, to be honest with you. Because see, the thing about the cops is they're generally not hanging around places waiting for shit to happen, right? They're usually mostly fucking around, and then they get a call after something's happened. They're not there to prevent crime. They're there to react to crime that's already happened and then try to do something about it. And then most of the time they can't do anything about the majority of crimes ever. So, yeah, I come from a police family. I'm not a fan of the police. People like my grandfather who served, they don't exist anymore. And I don't even know how much about my grandfather is even true because of how he died. He's been mythologized quite a bit. He was KIA. That's a long story. I'm not going to get into it. But anyway, yeah, I'm not a fan of the fucking police. But that's the thing, too, is what would you do in that hypothetical situation that I set up earlier with no guns and no cops? Because you can't call the police if I show up. So, anyway, 1840, moving on. See, this format gives me more room to rant, too. Am I doing a good job? Am I a good boy, daddy? Anyway. 1840. Remind me again what this is. Oh, yeah.
It's not motherfuckers breaking into your fucking house. That's how criminals get guns. That's how guns flood the black markets. Gun manufacturers are not regulated. Let's regulate the gun manufacturers.
Okay, he's about to go on his rant. Anyway, so about the gun manufacturers not being regulated, yeah, they are regulated as shit. This is a link in the... Here's a list of all key federal regulations regarding firearms. Here's your, and right here, NICS, the National Instant Crime Background Check System, is a universal background check. It was enacted in 2007. It does exist, and here it is. And there's a link here so you can see all the federal law on mental health reporting regarding firearms background checks. So, yeah, wrong. And then also here, how do criminals get fucking black market weapons? How do they make it to the black market? The most common ways a criminal gets guns is through a straw purchase, straw purchase sales. The straw purchase occurs when someone who may not legally acquire a firearm or who wants to do so anonymously has a companion buy it on their behalf. According to a 1994 ATF study on sources of crime, guns in Southern California, many straw purchases are conducted in an openly suggestive manner where two people walk into a gun store, one selects a firearm, and then the other one uses identification for the purchase and pays for the gun, or several underage people walk into a store and an adult with them makes the purchases. Both of these are illegal activities. So that's been made illegal, and it still happens all the fucking time. It's still fucking happening. This is pbs.org. Link is in the description as always. So let me double check chat here. Let's see how you're doing. What's going on? God dang it, Bobby. Whoa. Don't make me change it to the fucking Quentin thing. I will. I know it is a leap in logic, but, you know, what are you going to do? Well, would you set up a debate between me and Knock? I've had just about enough with his stupidity. I want to take him down like I took well, you know what? I suppose I could facilitate that. We are on semi-good terms. I'm trying not to ruin that. Again, this is not a criticism of Knock. This is a criticism of the sorts of things that liberals will say. And I say liberals because, as he'll go on to say here, most leftists actually want guns. They want more guns. They want them to be able to have whatever kinds of guns they see fit. And the reason for that is because whenever the proletariat uprising comes in their socialist future, they're going to need firearms to overthrow the government or to protect themselves from what they perceive as fascist governments oppressing them. So, yeah, of course they want guns. So Knock is a liberal by that definition anyway. So I'm trying to use him as a lens through which I filter the greater scope of this entire discussion that's happening between the right and the left. And I am obviously playing the role of the right this evening. So, and I have to reiterate that because I am not trying to create a fucking problem here. I just saw his video and then I just thought, wow, this is a great framing mechanism for what I wanted to talk about when it happened. And I didn't talk about it when it happened because I wanted to sit on it and I wanted to make sure that I got everything right. And yeah, so yeah. Again, not going to show the insults tonight, guys. Not doing it. Not tonight. Oh, God. Yep, I can't do anything with these comments because it'll provoke. I'm not trying to provoke. I'm just trying to make some observations about your arguments. That's all. I'm not even criticizing your argument specifically. These are not super unique things that Knock is saying. It's something that you hear quite a lot. Oh, yeah, here's a question that I thought of. So, do you think Knock, or any liberal really, do you think drug dealers should go to jail for like 40 years, which is 40 years to life, for a consumer that they sell to that ODs? We had a proposition, I want to say it was probably 5 or 6 years ago, in by a state employee. It was the proposed law would have been called Larie's Law, which was the name of her daughter who overdosed on heroin. Her mother is now deceased. She died of cancer, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. I knew her personally. But she had proposed Larie's Law, where basically drug dealers would serve a shitload of prison time for assisted homicide, basically, is what it would be. So it went through the Senate and it never got through Assembly. They sat on their hands. I don't know how I feel about that. I think that, there's plenty of information out there on the internet about drugs just as much as there is about firearms. If you don't, probably kids are more educated on the dangers of drugs than firearms, which is a shonda, to be honest with you. And I don't think that's right, but there's plenty of information out there on the internet, and you should know that, guns can kill people if handled inappropriately. And same with drugs. So know what drugs you're doing. Get educated on drugs. Everyone should be educated about drugs. They're going to be exposed to them. And in a country like the United States of America, who uniquely has a Second Amendment like protection in its founding document, an amendment nonetheless, but founding document precisely, we're unique among Western nations in that regard. So I think that we should have some firearm education and safety. People need to be fully aware that these are not toys and they should not be fucked around with. But anyway, in a more overt manner, like how we talk about STDs in sex ed class, somewhere around 13 years old, get all that shit. No younger than that though. Otherwise you're a fucking groomer. You can fuck off. Yeah, I think that's it. That is a legitimate question, though. Do you think that drug dealers should go to jail for the same kinds of minimum sentencing for assisted homicide? That's my question. I don't think I'm ever going to get an answer, but I would like one, honestly. So, where's the next timestamp here? Because that's what he's saying about, basically in this analogy, the gun manufacturers are a stand-in for drug dealers. Anyway, 1906, good year, excellent year. 1900, it's not too far from here. 1905, we'll just start there.
Do that. You have forfeited your right to bear arms against a tyrannical government. You don't have rocket launchers. You don't have tanks.
Okay. Oh, nope. It keeps going for a few more seconds.
Even with your little petty AR-15s, you ain't doing shit.
So on the one hand, the AR-15 is a weapon of war to him and to most liberals. But it's good enough to commit a school shooting and kill 19 or so kids or individuals, but when it comes to the United States military and fighting off modern weaponized yada yada yada, not happening. Okay, sure, bet. All right, well, it's time to talk about Hitler. We're just gonna watch a little bit of this, not the whole thing. Obviously, links in the description. Channel name is Rubos. And he's got a video. He's going to tell us all about the Third Reich and firearm restrictions.
In almost any debate about gun control, somebody is sure to point out that the Nazi regime of Germany introduced gun control legislation in order to disarm the Jews and leave them defenseless. Well, that sounds like a claim that needs investigating, and I'm going to try to do that while remaining as neutral as possible, neither pro-gun nor anti-gun. Let's just look at the historical facts. Perhaps the most surprising thing to learn is that historically, Germany has always had quite strict laws. According to the historian and journalist Reinhard Scholzen, as far back as the year 1400, the authorities were trying to deal with crime by limiting access to weapons. But things really came to a head in 1545.
Which just goes to show that the Germans have always been genocidal fuckheads.
Following the Peasants' Revolt, citizens were required to surrender their swords and morning stars. And then the authorities set about trying to restrict ownership of arms to basically the army and huntsmen.
Because that's exactly what you want is, oh gee, I wonder why the army would want to be the only ones who have it. Could it be maybe if they wanted to have an armed revolution where they usurped a democratic state or a monarchy, I guess in this case. They were the only ones with fucking guns? Because what if the United States military performs a coup d'etat against the established government of the time? Like, for example, what happened during the American Civil War. So, all right, I'm just throwing that out there.
Fast forward to the March Revolution of 1848, and there was great demand for a relaxation of gun control laws. This was opposed by the military.
Gee, I wonder why they fucking did that.
Who said that it wasn't a very good idea for members of the public to be involved in the task of keeping the peace.
Because if they wanted to kill them willy-nilly, it would be more difficult if they also had firearms.
Now, at the time, there wasn't actually a specific law regarding weapons. There were various laws and regulations here and there that together amounted to very strict controls on weapons.
Which is exactly what Democrats are trying to do. See, there's never going to be a federal gun ban, but if they got enough state control in enough places, the web of bullshit would basically prevent. See, because I can own quite a few different kinds of firearms that if I was living in any of the 5 boroughs downstate, in the Delta and on the island of Manhattan / Long Island, I wouldn't be able to own those same weapons necessarily, like a lot of rifles. So yeah. Eventually, that web of horseshit will catch up with America.
After the First World War, though, the victorious Allies demanded that German civilians be disarmed, and so in 1920, a law was passed to that effect. In 1928, a new law came into effect which, perhaps surprisingly, actually relaxed gun control very slightly. It was still very heavily regulated, but private citizens could have a weapon if they could prove 2 things. 1, that they were competent enough to handle it, and 2, that they actually had a need for one. That was the situation when the Nazis came to power.
Yeah, so a political movement backed by a bunch of genocidal fuckheads basically became the heads of state and therefore head of the military, and then all of a sudden their political movement was in control of all the fucking guns. So that is the brief synopsis without me infringing copyright way too fucking much. But I think our good pal Alex Jones is going to fucking sum it up for us in a couple of words here.
Don't try what your ancestors did before. You're a hatchet man of the New World Order.
Why do people need them?
They need them to protect us from the #1 killer in history. Government in the 20th century, it's called democide. Democide. Google it, folks. Look at Mexico. Total gun ban for the citizens. Highest crime rate in the world. 57,000 people dead the last 5 years. Because there's criminals, I don't lose my rights, Pierce. Because there's criminals, I don't lose my rights.
Just answer the question.
Hitler took the gun. Stalin took the gun. Mao took the gun. Castro took the gun. The Republic will rise again when you attempt to take our guns. Pierce, I'm here to tell you, no matter how much propaganda you understand, Hitler took the gun. Stalin took the gun. Mao took the gun.
I think you get the point. I think you guys get the fucking point here. Anyway, let me see if I have anything else here for that. I don't think so. 2015 to 2028. Excellent year. 2015. There we go.
Leftists are pro-gun.
Yup.
It's why we never get anything done. The left of the country is not united behind guns or anti-gun shit.
Right. And I think that what Alex Jones just said about all of these horrible fuckwits that took the guns, especially the far right fuckwits, which is primarily what the left is concerned about, because they are obviously not their boys. So that's why they need guns. You're the only one who disagrees, or rather, not you specifically, but liberals. I know you wouldn't consider yourself a liberal. You think you're a real leftist, but you just illustrated that you've got it, I think, ass backwards in that regard. So I need a smoke break because we have been going for quite a while. I'll actually keep that up like that. I am going to switch over to this phone here while I do that. And I hope this has been entertaining for you. I've had a good time so far. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. Oh my God, it's 10:30. I'm exhausted. Not going to end it here though. We still have a little ways to go just yet. I didn't have it pulled up on my phone because I am a dumb. Oh, that's off. Good. Oh, fuck. Hey, show me more. I'm going to. I gotta switch over to this fucking thing first, though. Oh, for fuck's sake. I've got to enter it manually. I don't want to give it out to everybody, and I'm not gonna... Oh, you know what I could do? I know what I could do. That'll make it easy. I'll just send it to myself on Facebook and open it on my shit. I am fucking doing it. Shut the fuck up, nerd. I need a fucking cigarette. I'm nicotine deficient. I have a condition. Damn it. I can't make fucking jokes. God damn it. That's actually kind of killing me just now. Hopefully this doesn't open this in anything other than my browser. Apparently my mom's getting a dog. Sweet. Copy link. Yeah, because it'll open it in the fucking stupid thing. Alright. Let me hit that thing there. I am going to. Fucker. Okay. Yeehaw! Let me double check the audio. Yeah, okay, we're good. All right. So anyway. Oh, of course. I'm looking at myself now. So what's going on with the rest of you tonight while we're taking a brief intermission here so that I can get some fucking nicotine injected directly into my lung cavity via fucking fiberglass and menthol? How's everybody hanging out tonight? I know I can do it. I understand that. I've already begun to do it. I'm halfway through doing it. Jesus Christ. I saw Shep was in here. You send that package, buddy? I'm actually kind of stoked because you're sort of a redneckety type. So it could be anything. It could be a dead cat for all I know. Oh, we're hanging out? Oh, hell yeah. It's too bad Gru had to go. She's a good egg, that one. I'm going to try to get down to camp on Friday, but, you know, if it fucking pours, it's going to be a Shonda, so I don't think I'm going to be able to. First of the month. It is the first of the month. It's June, unless you're talking about July. I don't know what to send your goof ass. Well, you don't have to send me anything, but if you want to send me something, all you have to do is ask. I'll tell you. I recently got a vegetable bin for dry produce when it comes time to harvest. And I also, but I'm going to be using it for storage of my tools because I need some separation. Like my briefs, I need some separation of church and state, if you catch my meaning. So, and then I got an oil lantern, which is going to be way more efficient than trying to use those very shitty LED fucking solar lamps that I have. It's good. I'm actually pretty stoked on next week because I'm going to be ditching my high school reunion to go hang out in the woods with my friends. And then I'm going to fuck my wife, and then we're going to go see Jurassic World at my favorite. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. Actually, just kidding. I know I do ad nauseum. I'm going to be viewing the film, the final Jurassic Park film, final and heavy quotation marks, I'm sure, at the drive-in here. And my dad is going separately, and so are a number of other people that I know. So it's going to be a packed crowd, and it's kind of a first come first serve thing, and we're probably going to get some sweet fucking noms. And it's gonna be a really awesome Friday next week. This week, I don't know. Tomorrow, I plan on doing a lot of housework, and then I don't know. I might go to the t-shirt factory or something. Bring my kid with me. I keep calling it the t-shirt factory. I'm pretty sure it's just called the shirt factory, but I'm to understand that your husband has many weapons, and I like weapons. I wish that I had an axe, like a real wood cutting axe, not like the hatchet that I have, but I don't know how you would send that in the mail. Or a new machete. I wanted to go get one at fucking Walmart because I know that they have them cheap, but I suppose like I said before, I could repair the handle myself by making a new handle and grip. It wouldn't be impossible. I have the cordage. I've done it before. I've had to restring a grip for no, it's not a scimitar. What the fuck is the kind of blade it is? I don't know. It's a curved edge, but it's tapered. Anyway, I know that I can do it because I have done it before. There's a reward in the neighborhood for a missing cat, and I know where to get my hands on some traps. And it's a $500 reward, and that's like fucking free money for me. It wouldn't be that difficult. Because I can literally, I'm out here having a cigarette, and I can hear the strays out here now, so I know that there are cats around that prowl around my fucking yard at night, which is fucking ridiculous. I mean, we've done everything we can do to fucking get the strays out of here, and for some reason they end up back here. I have no idea. No, not a scimitar. I almost said scimitar. It's actually not. Hold on, I could probably look it up. I'm getting all the Elder Scrolls fucking names for this shit. It is a curved head auger blade. Or curved head auger blade, rather. It's not quite curved, though. It's more tapered than curved. That is a fucking scythe. That is not what I'm looking for. That is a dagger. That is an iron curved dagger. Scimitar, no. Oh, you know what? I think it actually is a fucking scimitar. Nope. No, it's not. Those are not scimitar. No, that's not what I was looking for. I was thinking of the right thing when I was thinking of the wrong thing. Yep. It was Damascus steel. And it did look like that, but what is it actually called? Just says curved blade. I mean, I know what I'm trying to think of. That's an Arabian scimitar. It's similar. Nope. It's just saying curved blade this, curved blade that. That's a fucking okay. That's a fucking katana. It's not even the right thing. Anyway. Shut up. You're not my mom. Oof. I'm almost done with my cigarette, boys. Don't worry. We'll get back to it. We're actually almost done with the knock video. And then I think we'll wrap up with some banter. I might let some people in, and then we'll be done for the night. See, this is the drawback of not having a Kopesh. Now, that sounds... I think that sounds right. It didn't hit my brain instantly, so I'm... No, that's not it either. That's an Egyptian weapon. This is more Norse. And every time I try to type in Norse, it gives me Nordic weapons from fucking Skyrim. Which is decidedly not what I'm looking for. I don't even have it to hand to show. I have another one that I repaired the fucking Hilton chip for, but that's not it either. And it is a curved blade, and it's decidedly not a scimitar either. I have no idea. Looks like a Daedric sword, but it's actually not because it's a legitimate weapon. So, okay. I'm headed back up now. I've had enough. Cat, I will feed you when I'm going to bed. You already ate twice in the past 4 hours because you're fat. Oh, God. I am exhausted. I haven't slept since yesterday because that's the nature of my work. So my sleep schedule is fucked. So I'm going to get back on that eventually. I'm going to try to be quiet because I'm about to pass my bedroom and I will wake up the dogs. The dogs will wake up my wife and the baby, and then I will be in deep shit because she is also tired. It's had a long day. Anyway. Fuck me in the ass. And okay. Well, my headphones are all cocked. Come on, Gory. Wonderful. All right, let me just switch off of that. Yes. Okay, good. I'm back. I'm back on camera. We've resumed. I will, you know what, Shep? I will look it up and I will get back to you. Oh, fuck me. Did I accidentally? No, I didn't. Okay. Let me just get rid of some of these other fucking tabs. Get rid of that. Yeah, there we are. Let me just move her down here. Anyway. I need a blade that matches my hair. Yeah, sure. Let me just test the audio here for a second. Oh, hold on. Let me figure out where I am now. 2029. So I think the stamp was 28. Yep. Let's see. Oh yeah, any implement can be used as a weapon of murder if you know what you're doing. You could kill somebody with a fucking olive fork. Let's see here. Matt Powell says a bunch of fucking Christian gobbledygook. 2330. Okay, cool. Moving along at a breakneck pace.
And I don't apologize for a single word I utter.
Okay, just everybody remember that. We'll reference that in a little while. It's pretty important that you remember that because there's an epic gamer moment that's coming, and I'm not sure. I'm actually not about that particular matter is going to be a breach of contract, as Nox sees it. So hopefully not. It was a pretty epic gamer moment. 25, 39, 25, 25. Let's see here. Oh, fuck. I numbered the tabs, but they're actually not numbered. Okay, let's see. Tab number 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. Yeah, that's right where I want to be. Okay.
You know, earlier in this video, Matt Powell said 97% of school shooters are atheists, and that's just a bald-faced lie.
Well, it's bold-faced, but whatever.
Say pretty safely 97% of school shooters are theists. And of that 97% of theist school shooters, I would say 80% of those here in America are Christian.
Okay, actually, he's not far off of the first statistic. He's way off the second one. So it's around somewhere in the neighborhood of 80% would be considered theist. It's actually majority Muslims. Most of these are actually Muslims. Again, this is an article from the Daily Caller. It's down there in the description. So, yeah. I mean, there are Christians. So let's see. Muslims committed 23 of the 25 worst mass public shootings since 1970 and 42 of the 50 worst. Other killers explicitly identified only as anti-Christian. And there were only a handful of them. But yeah, most of these are it's Muslims, then Christians, and then anti-Christians, and then other. And I don't know what the other could be considered, so we're not going to factor it into this statistic. So anyway, there you go. Whoop. Let's see. 2948. It's a whole bunch of fucking Christian twaddle. Hot atheist on Christian action. All right, here we go.
Lich like birch, but it's not lich, it's lick. That's the correct pronunciation. Now, if it's WoW, if we're talking World of Warcraft, yes, we call it Wrath of the Lich King, but that's not the correct pronunciation.
Okay, fact check.
Lich.
All right, let's do it slower.
Lich. Lich. Lich.
And fantasy. That's what you're thinking of. So we've decided it's the same thing. So
Lich.
Yeah. Anyway, fact check. All right. Where are we at now, homie? Oh God, here it comes. Okay, so we're gonna backtrack a little bit because I said this would be important later.
And I don't apologize for a single word I utter.
Okay, with that in mind, let's play 35 even.
If it is, then can I just say, can we just start using these guns instead of killing our children in school? Can we just not like break out some French war bullshit and just start killing billionaires? I mean, motherfucking mass shooters out there Do the good work. Like, use your guns to do the good work. Eat the rich. Like, why are we killing children? And there I go, trying to cancel myself again. Probably going to get, like, flagged for that shit. Violence? When all I'm saying is, fuck it, if we ain't going to do shit about guns, let's at least use them to kill our real fucking enemies instead of children.
I don't have much to say about that, except this happened recently.
Do we have any insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas? Someone should bomb that building.
Yo, this is how I sit in bed and I think about the lock combo on my gun cabinet.
Someone should bomb that building.
I imagine how fast I can get there, punch in the code, take out the gun.
Someone should bomb that building.
Turn off the safety.
Someone should bomb that building.
Put the bullet in the chamber.
Someone should bomb that building.
I think about that obsessively every night.
Someone should bomb that building.
And that's the world I live in, okay? I'm not against violence when it's necessary.
Yes, ma'am. I just returned from the NRA annual meeting in Houston, Texas at the George R. Brown Convention Center. And while I was in there, there was a person online. His name is Ethan Klein. He was on a podcast and he made the comment that someone should bomb that building.
And if you want to test me, come to my house and I've got seven bullets. It's a semi-automatic shotgun and I can unleash 7 bullets on you without even have to cock that bitch.
Yeah, so the worst that could happen from a statement like that, like Nock just made, isn't just your channel getting flagged, your video getting removed. The FBI could get involved. So there's more risk than just that. So you can't just randomly suggest that you should commit violence. You can set it up as an actual joke or a hypothetical, but I don't think that that was a joke. It didn't come off that way in either case. So I would be real careful about how you frame that. But the other thing that I wanted to look at was his comment section, because I heard that there was some interesting shit going on here. I mean, oh, here we go. I don't know how to pronounce this fucking name, but I had a beautiful shotgun that was given to me, but ultimately I decided to sell it to a licensed dealer because I want to have kids someday. Well, that's precisely why I have firearms, but anyway, and it's way more likely your kids will be at risk by having a gun than the fantasy that you will be defending your family using a gun. Okay, so let's just look at some. Let's look at some more statistics, guys. Again, all links in the description. Oh, for fuck's sake, with the ads. Where is it? Hopefully it's not in that. CDC reports that 39,707 people died from firearms in 2019. Of those deaths, the vast majority of them, 23,941 of them were from suicides. Okay, so let's take that into account. Let's see here. And there's a criticism section, so you can go through and criticize this if you like. Let's see here. And here's the statistic. The best estimates are that guns are used to deter or thwart crime between 500,000 times and 2.8 million times a year. So we'll use the low number. And 2021 survey estimated that guns are used 1.67 million times per year in self-defense in the United States. So that's the number we'll use. Let's see. Annual gun violence impacting. Where is it? That's all ages. I'm looking for children specifically because that was the allegation. Every year, 7,957 children and teens are shot in the United States. Among these, 1,839 children and teens die from gun violence. 992 are murdered. 6,292 children and teens survive gunshot injuries. 2,788 are intentionally shot by someone else and survive. Yeah. So, no. Actually, it's actually not that common that little Billy gets into your gun safe and blows his fucking head off accidentally. Let's see. So there are all the statistics there. Again, links in the description. You can have a look at that. Let's see. It said there were 6 comments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what they were. Yeah, okay, cool. Nothing highlighted by him, so we're good. Anyway, let me get all of the shit off the screen now, because I think we're done with that. Like I said earlier, the inalienable rights, life, liberty, and obviously the pursuit of happiness, they are all protected by the Second Amendment. They all that's the reason that we have the Second Amendment. It's because we obviously needed some ability to defend ourselves so that we don't lose our rights by dying. So there you go. You guys want me to do another fact-checking episode sometime in the near future? Did you hate this? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section after this video is posted. I'm going to post the link right now and see if anybody wants to come in. If not, we're going to just fucking wrap it up because I am fucking beat. It is 11 o'clock at night. Nearly here. Oh, yeah, I had things to share with you all. There we go. She's awake. So, give her a little bit of extra air here. So, I am going to release her on Friday, but she's got roughly a 6-inch wingspan, so she's pretty big. A hawk moth. And it's the evening, so hopefully she'll be attracted to the light on the camera so you guys can see her. I've got her. She's going to be released. And then I actually have to transfer her into this cup because she's going to need something to eat here. And there's some fucking nectar in there. A facsimile, anyway, of nectar. I'm going to try to do this without releasing her into the fucking room there. As far as I know, if what he said about his criminal history is true, I'm going to guess that he's actually not allowed to have a firearm. Which, I mean, at this point, I would say that I don't think that he shouldn't have a firearm, to be honest with you. I think it would behoove him to have one, and I think for the safety of his child, I think that it would be a good idea, especially with some of the risky business that we get involved in on the internet. I don't think that it would be wise for the government to be able to tell him that he can't have a firearm. So I'm going to grab the top here, and I'm going to transfer her over quickly. All right. And then I have one last thing to show you guys. Hell yeah, she's going out into the woods. because I actually captured her in an environment where an invasive species called gypsy moths, they're called white spongy moths now because apparently that's racist or something. But yeah, unfortunately, gypsy moths have completely eaten all of the vegetation that she subsists on. So I'm going to release her into an area where she's not going to be faced with starvation because of a lack of vegetation to imbibe in. Although she doesn't eat vegetation, I'm mostly talking about the actual flowers that she is going to use to nourish herself until she can lay her eggs, because I believe she looks like she's got a swollen abdomen. So I'm going to guess that she's probably almost ready to lay her eggs. So by Friday, yeah. And then I have something very interesting that I was glad that I could set up. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. I'm going to put this on the big screen real quick. I actually have it's a copper underwing moth. These things don't get too big. They're about 3.2 inches in wingspan. And this little guy here is actually about to form a chrysalis. Now, you can't actually really see it, but what he's done here is he's eaten out a chunk of the leaf, and then he's kind of spun it together into a sort of sleeping bag that'll protect him while he's getting ready to harden his carapace into an exoskeleton and go full pupa stage. So there's that too. And when he's all ready to go for his nuptial flight, he will be released into the same woods that our hawk moth is being released into. So there's that as well. What's going on, Boki? TJ, are you with me?
Hey, man. TJ with me. Nothing much. Nothing much. Just, oh, look. Everybody in Discord is having a party. Hang on. All right, it's nothing much. All right.
Oh, in the double secret Discord?
Double secret Discord. Double agent secret Discord.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll hang out there for a little while after the
Cool.
show's over then. Cult members
Cool.
only. Sorry, boys.
Yep.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what's your luck there, fam?
To summarize my entire take on this video, gun control is practiced individually. You can't just say take away the guns and boom, it solves the problem. I mean, what's a cop with a riot club to a wacko gangster with a 9mm, for goodness sakes, man?
Well, I mean, the cops didn't go in this shooting. They all 150 of them stood outside doing sweet fuck all while the kids were being massacred inside, and it took a handful of off-duty people, civilians, including one mother, to liberate and liberate the children and execute these fuckheads. So,
wow.
You know what, Basement Dweller, you're actually wrong. I'm actually on a quest because I'm actually really concerned about the variety of silk moths that have declined in recent years because of this fucking gypsy moth infestation that's gone out of control in 10-year periods generally. So you guys are familiar with the Luna moth? Large green, sometimes a little bit of pink in the wing eyes. Well, those things are getting eaten out of house and home, literally and figuratively, around here too. So I'd like to, since I have a piece of property that I can patrol, I'm going to be exterminating every fucking gypsy moth that I can find, and I'm going to be eliminating their eggs as I find them. And they lay their eggs on very specific trees. So it's not going to be very difficult to find them. And it's getting up to, it's officially June. So within the next couple of months, along with the monarch butterfly season that happens between the end of June and the end of October, they should be laying their eggs very shortly. So they'll be easy to find. And I'm going to kill every last one of them because they are basically forcing into extinction many plant species and many other species of flying insect, not just moths. And actually, because they are toxic, the animals that would normally subsist off of the moths that are indigenous, that are indigenous to the area, they're also starving other animals of food sources all the way up and down the food chain. So I'm going to kill every last one of those motherfuckers, and I'm going to try to conserve as many of these good boys here as I can. Every kind of silkworm, etc. And I'm going to be I have many miniature terrariums that I had for the tarantulas that we sold from the clutch that was laid from our previous one that we rehomed, because she just kept reproducing out of fucking control, because as it turns out, apparently many arachnids can hang on to many millions of sperm cells and for a very long time produce many clutches of eggs, which will produce many little baby tarantulas. So basically indefinitely, it seems, because they don't lay that many eggs all at once compared to some other insects. So yeah, so I have little terrariums that I'm probably going to use as I rehome these various moth and butterfly species into my little forest. So, and it's just something else I'm doing in my spare time. I am on the hunt though, because in the area the Luna moth has gone nearly extinct. So I'd like to get as many of them together as I can as larvae. And rear them up to adult moths, and then release them all in the same place so they have a better chance of reproducing in the wild. I'm trying not to interfere with their natural cycle too much. That's why I'm catching them at the end of their larval stage, like I did the copper underwing that I found the other day. There were some other ones, but that was the largest one that I found, and I only had a certain number of cups. So I couldn't get them all. So that's the plan. I get so nerdy and I fucking geek out over things that nobody could conceivably give a fuck about. But god damn it. I love animals.
Hashtag all the Drepshimash.
Drepshimash. I'm gonna go full Adolf Hitler on the gypsy moths. Oh, actually, I just realized that that's really fucked up that I said that. That's going to get clipped now. Great.
420, the moths.
They're going to cut off the moth part. That's happening. That's a soundbite. So is that about it? That was all your input for the moment?
Well, other than that, I think there is a specific lack of gun etiquette. Any wacko can own a 9mm, but then again, any wacko could still kill without it. So
the founding fathers of this country did not want lunatics owning firearms. However, what qualified as a lunatic in this country was much more loose than, like, we used to put women in insane asylums for wanting too much sex, not wanting enough sex, fucking postpartum depression before that was the DSM was even really fully conceived of. We would put people in for being homosexuals. We would lobotomize people for having for jacking off too much. A lot of people were institutionalized for no reason at all and institutionalized on spurious grounds. And so, yeah, I mean, It's only gotten the idea of what kind of lunatic is allowed to have a gun has only gotten more liberal as time has gone on. In fact, there were a lot less people would qualify to own a firearm back then than would now under the same sorts of implementation that has been brought forward in the current United States. So there's that as well.
No cure or no cure or degree of degree of lunacy allowed. I mean, there's just no way to set that in stone. I mean, everyone's fucked up.
Well, and
apparently.
here's the other thing. What about war vets that come home with like PTSD or something, or some
That
kind of
too.
depressive
That
disorder?
too. That
Like-
too. A good example would be the American Sniper. That may. I mean, that's a.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that it's like these guys fought for our country, and we're gonna take their rights away. I mean, that's a slippery slope. I don't know. I mean, there's probably good reason to do that. In fact, I know there's good reason to do that. However, I don't feel comfy telling somebody that risked their life to protect our freedom, at least hypothetically, because some of these things like the wars in the Middle East, Iraq, Afghanistan, the Persian Gulf that one time, Korea, Vietnam, a lot of these wars are only in hypotheticals fighting for our freedom. But
Well, I guess we could say that soldiers sacrifice more than just the freedom to be here. It's just, I mean, you put everything on the line. I mean, if you come home, I mean, even if you come home alive, what about your mental faculties, or what about how you?
That's the part they don't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And the lead poisoning, by the way, which is a huge thing,
yeah,
especially in the Air Force.
Oh yeah, there's that lead poisoning. I mean, that won't escape, especially if you get shot in a way. Like, there's no way.
A lot of these guys in the Air Force, they're on like gunship helicopters where they have these artillery machine guns that fire shitloads of bullets per second, and there's just lead dust in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So,
or I don't know which is worse, like being in a cockpit that fires a shitload of bullets, or being an engineer, because damn, that's more lead dust.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, military.
Yeah, absolutely.
Engineer. I mean, if you're lucky, you might as well be a combat medic. I mean, you can't. I mean, put it this way: if there's one thing I read, you can't shoot back at the enemy like a fire team would. But if your patient is in trouble, then kill whatever fucker you see that tries to kill your patient in war. Just drag him out of the battlefield, and then just see to it that, okay, it seems that you're fine. Your mental faculties are still okay. You won't shoot your own teammates, right? You can go whenever you need to. I don't know, man. I mean, there's a lot of change in ethics, especially if you're like fighting people that are from the Desert East. They don't give a shit about that. If you're their enemy, if you're their detractor, then they will shoot you on sight. Doesn't matter who you are. They don't follow the same code of ethics that they would. Just shoot anyone you see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, that depends, actually. I mean, I have military nurses. I have friends who are military nurses, and they never really leave the base. They just, I mean, unless if they're needed in the field, unless if they're drafted, which is going to be like an escalation. But other than that, you usually find them in offices and whatnot, especially those lieutenants over there. Just, flirting with nurses and all that stuff.
I mean, it used to happen, and it probably still does.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So here's the last thing, and then we're gonna wrap it up. And I'm gonna jump into the double secret Discord with y'all.
Me too.
Let's see here. Is this it? There we go. So it is June 1st. So it's officially time to announce the winner here. Kink's Landing, I guess, is gonna be the official the official name of the campsite. and I'm all right with that. So anyway, it's been fun hanging out with y'all. I'm probably going to do some more. I'm going to send you plastic cups. Use them on the property for months. Well, I don't get them at the property. I get them other places that I find them. Like right now, there's an entire area that's been infested with gypsy moths out behind the hospital there. And they are eating literally all the leaves. They will eat gypsy moths, like spawn what seem like thousands of larvae in a single clutch of eggs. Thousands. And then very quickly they turn into these little 1.5-inch hairy looking motherfuckers. And they eat they eat every fucking thing in sight. And they don't stop until there's nothing left. And then when there's nothing left, they turn into their fucking goofy looking chrysalises, and they turn into these ugly, ridiculous fucking white moths, sometimes brown, but mostly white. And yeah, I mean, the only reason that they don't die, because obviously they're white, so everything, all the bark that they perch on to lay their eggs or just to rest is fucking dark ass brown, because it's mostly oak, maple. Like there's some birch around here, but they don't lay their eggs on those because the birch bark peels. All of the trees that they land on are high contrasting material. The only reason that they don't die is because they're extremely toxic to most birds who will eat them. So yeah, including and their little fucking larvae have these tiny tarantula style burdicating hairs that burn when you touch them, so you can't even touch them. The only thing you can do is try to scrape their fucking eggs off and burn them, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a little Holocaust in my fucking backyard of my camp.
You're gonna wear a bonnet or something like that.
I'm wearing a Got Torah shirt right now saying all this. Fuck me running. Okay, I think that's a good place to scorched moth policy. I do need a flamethrower. I'll dial up those dickheads at Boring and get Elon Musk to send me a fucking flamethrower.
Flammenwerfer.
Yeah.
Flammenwerfer 43. Man, we just had a Nerd Kincaid moment. Can we make that a thing? Nerd Kincaid moment?
Oh, I do get really nerdy about specific things. Not geeky, but nerdy. I really like the natural ecology of the. In fact, okay, I'll close with this then. This one last thing. Sure. So what I would like to do is currently I'm involved with cataloging all of the flora and fauna that I come in contact with down at camp. So I have a Rolodex of things because Guru sent me a number of books that apply to the area that I live in that will help me identify them once I have them in this book. So I'm making basically a Pokédex of stuff and being like, eat, can't eat, touch, don't touch, various animals, these things, and like what everything is. And so I'm making like a miniature, like IRL Pokédex while I play IRL Minecraft. And it's like, actually, it's more like Rust with the neighbors and the fucking squirrel invasion that I had last week. So I'm preserving flowers and leaves and what goes to what and what kind of leaf plant will produce what kind of fucking shit. And yeah, and I'm cultivating all different kinds of wild species of plants while relocating wildflowers, try to get them to germinate and spread all over. I would love to just have tons of wildflowers down at camp. And I've been reading up on that in no small part. And thanks to Guru and the number of the amount of literature that she sent me. And that's been a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying all of that. I'm going to need somebody to tend my gardens and shit while I'm gone in this summer on vacation. But yeah. So if you want to pick my brain about nerdy shit that I enjoy, especially what I've been talking about the last 2 hours now, that's where I'll be, is in the Double Secret Discord. So thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for hanging out. And say a prayer for the indigenous moth population here in upstate New York and the lower Adirondacks. All right. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And in the stream, doo-doo-doo.